Another day, another solution. Let's talk dirt. I hear this question all the time from potential clients. Rick, do I have a claim for specific performance? Now, that question usually tells me someone's been online, either on Google, they've been watching videos, maybe even AI. They may be on the right track, but they're usually on the wrong train. So let's discuss when specific performance may be appropriate. Now, let's go through a simple example because this makes more sense in practice. Now, in law school, we called property Greenacre, so that's what we're going to call it here. In this example, Bob's the buyer, and he's purchasing the parcel of property called Greenacre. Now, Bob signs a contract to buy Greenacre. The price is set, the closing date is set, and then all of a sudden, the seller backs out. That's when Bob asks me, Rick, can I get specific performance? Now, here's the first thing Bob needs to understand in this scenario. Bob doesn't get to start with specific performance. Just like you don't get a trophy before winning the game, Bob starts with what would be called a breach of contract claim. That's the game Bob has to play first. Now, only after Bob proves there was a contract and that it was breached does specific performance even come into play. And even then, it's not automatic. So let's stay with this example. Closing day arrives, Bob wants the property, and Bob intends to close. But Bob doesn't have the cash funds sitting at the title company. Maybe his lender wasn't ready. Maybe funds were coming from another deal. Maybe Bob expected more time. But from Bob's perspective, that feels close enough. However, from a court's perspective, that could be a problem. Planning to have money is not the same as having the money at the title company ready to close. If Bob can't show the court that he had the funds available at a closing, a judge may say Bob was never ready. And if Bob wasn't ready, then Bob doesn't get to force the sale of Greenacre. That alone can kill specific performance. Now, that doesn't mean he won't win the lawsuit and that he won't win his claim for breach of contract. But what it does mean is that it would be a suit for money damages, and he may not get the property after all. Now, let's zoom out a little bit. Even when Bob does the right thing, courts are cautious. Specific performance means a judge isn't just awarding money, they're forcing a deal to happen. Judges don't love that. They don't want to manage contracts. They don't want to babysit closings. So naturally, the court would ask, why isn't money enough? That's where commercial versus residential really matters. If Greenacre is commercial, office, land, investment, courts are going to be more open to specific performance. However, if Greenacre is someone's home, everything changes. Judges are extremely hesitant to force a home sale, even with a contract, even with a breach. It can happen, but it's rare. And the reason for that is generally it might be somebody's home. People are allowed to change their mind and they'll have to face consequences, but that doesn't mean they should lose their residential property. So when Bob asks, can I force the sale? The honest answer is maybe. I know that's the attorney's favorite word, but only if Bob played the game perfectly. And more importantly, if a judge agrees to force the sale. That means he's going to need a clean contract. Bob's going to need strict compliance. Funds were ready, no shortcuts. Specific performance isn't a shortcut. If you don't comply with every last little detail and every last little requirement, you're not going to get it. It's a reward. And only then, after you win and after a judge determines that you're entitled to it. If this video helped, hit the like button and subscribe. And more importantly, leave your questions or scenarios in the comments. This is your channel. Talking Dirt works best when it's an interactive collaboration in learning Texas real estate law. And just a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only, and it is not specific legal advice. Every real estate deal is different, and remedies like specific performance are extremely fact dependent. If you're facing a real issue, this is where competent legal counsel matters. If you need legal help beyond the video, visit us at our website at www.garrettdays.com. As always, thanks for tuning in.